Tonight on CTV, learn about the recent vaccine verified program that has been put on hold since a protest has individuals concerned and upset.
Plus, more utility rate increases you should know about and how CSU's Carbon Solution Center hopes to come up with strategies for a healthier soil.
That's here on CTV Channel 11. Good evening, Rams, and welcome to the Thursday Night News Show. I'm Morgan Gardner.
And I'm Weston Hubbard. On Monday, November 1st, hundreds of people gathered up in Fort Collins and formed a protest against vaccine mandates and related issues. The protest comes in the wake of Larimer County's Vaccine Verified Facility and Event Program, which would allow businesses to open for specific hours to only vaccinated individuals and could be helped only if they were not wearing a mask. While this wasn't optional for businesses, protesters fear that this would lead to bigger issues and possibly to a vaccine passport eventually. Following the protest, CTV took to the campus to ask students their opinions on the matter.
I think vaccine and mask mandates are kind of important at this point. I mean, we've been asking for voluntary mask wearing and voluntary vaccines for ages now.
I think you can see both sides of the argument for sure, because people always want their opinion to be validated and their so-called choice of, you know, like their freedom and stuff. But I also think that in the betterment of the community that we need to come together and create more effective mandates to protect not only ourselves but everyone around us too.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the vaccine mandate is a good thing, so.
As of now, Larimer County has put a pause on the vaccine verified program in an effort to hear more feedback from individuals in the county.
This past week, we saw the state of Colorado enter another election, with results pouring in at a state, county, and citywide level. Larimer County mirrored the state of Colorado pretty well, with the majority of voters turning out blue and a handful of purple and red sprinkled within. In Larimer County, after a tense ballot full of possible tax increases, it looks as though there may actually be none that come to fruition. The only significant chunk of Larimer County that voted in favor of some new taxes on things such as medical marijuana going towards repairs of buildings was Wellington, with pretty much everyone else against it. Another ballot topic widely talked about is that of ranked choice voting, which Broomfield actually voted yes to. Fort Collins has long been talked about, trying to pass ranked choice voting, and with neighboring areas turning towards the system, it may become a possibility now more than ever.
The JONELLE Matthews case has been developing since we last talked about it a few weeks ago, with Steve Pankey, the man accused of murdering then 12-year-old JONELLE Matthews, taking the stand. For a recap, Pankey was arrested after he made claims to his ex-wife that he was responsible for the murder of Matthews. He has since stated on stand that he was saying those statements, quote, out of bitterness, end quote, for no reason at all. As of 3:30 on Tuesday, November 2nd, the jury was still deliberating on the case, but now they have come to reach a verdict. They have found him guilty of a mistrial.
Fort Collins City Council approved a 2% electricity rate increase for 2022, along with several development fees increases for Fort Collins utilities. The electricity rate increase will add $1.56 to the average residential customer's monthly electricity bill, going from just $78 to $79 per month. Additionally, City Council also gave the okay to 4 utility fee increases: electronic capacity, water investment, wastewater plant investment, and stormwater investment fees. These new charges at an average of 3.5 will apply to new construction and increase demand for electricity and utility services. For more information regarding the tax increases, refer to fc.gov/council.
November is Native American History Month, and CSU's Native American Cultural Center kicked off the celebration with a keynote talk featuring poet and novelist Joshua Whitehead. And similar events will be taking place throughout November. One's currently going on at the Foundry Dining Hall on campus. The Indigenous Kitchen series features foods indigenous to North America, including carved sumac smoked turkey breasts, pumpkin soup, and huckleberry ice cream, among others. For more information about other events that will be going on during this month of November, visit nacc.colostate.edu.
Demolition on the southern wing of the Poudre Valley Hospital has begun. Containment walls are up and construction crews are on site. as work begins on a 2-year, $76.5 million renovation that includes a new lobby, front entrance, and upgrades to 2 of its 5 floors. The renovation includes a cardiac care center with a new heart and vascular clinic, as well as revamped surgical imaging and preliminary heart areas. As part of the project, the gift shop and coffee shop will be moved, and birthing suites that haven't been renovated in 20 years will be upgraded on the 3rd floor, along with pediatric care areas. New signage and a redesigned traffic flow off LeMay Avenue and Robertson Street will guide patients and visitors to a new entrance, featuring an updated lounge and other accommodations. For now, the main entrance and front lobby will remain open until the hospital needs to reroute patients and visitors to a temporary entrance next summer. Matt Archuleta, project executive of the renovation, said that the redesign is meant to enhance Poudre Valley's hospital reputation as a next-generation healthcare facility. Construction is expected to be completed in 2023, in time for the hospital's 100th anniversary.
Make sure you stick around, Rams. We'll update you on all the beautiful fall weather to come.
That's next on weather here at CTV Channel 11.
Welcome back from the weather break, Rams.
Thanks for joining us.
Colorado State University is working even harder towards becoming a more inclusive school every single day, with their latest change being one of the most notable this year so far. The school is changing the Office of the Vice President of Diversity to the Office of Inclusive Excellence. This change is meant to reflect a more inclusive tone from the school, one that helps all individuals feel included and safe. Quote, this reorganization will help evaluate and galvanize this work across campus, end quote. The reorganization looks to help put together a more inclusive team as well as to meet the ambitious changes they want to make here on campus.
Over the last several months, a CSU research team has collaborated with Wardwell Climate Research Center on a Colorado-based project. It's aimed at helping managers understand and monitor the carbon balances across their grazed landscapes.
Rangelands cover a vast proportion of our global land surface and have a significant potential to store carbon in their soils with proper management.
This year, the new CSU Soil Carbon Solution Center launched, after researchers wanted to understand soil processes and see how said understanding could help solve big issues, such as climate change or sustainable food production.
The rangeland carbon monitoring tool that we're developing in this project will allow an accurate quantification of how much soil carbon can be sequestered or is sequestered as a result of management practices.
Researcher M. Francisca Coltrufo states that using tools like the Rangeland Monitoring app helps us better understand the land and overall improve the longevity of said land that belongs to ranchers, plants, and animals.
Those of us who are land managers out there interacting with those places every day have a kind of intuitive sense of how things are going based on our observational abilities. But we don't really know without measuring it, without good scientific tools to help us understand exactly what's happening. And if we can understand what's happening, that can inform our management to enable us to do a better job.
Ranches cover so much habitable land area, and the way we interact with livestock and manage plants in native lands has a big impact on biodiversity and ecological integrity of those range lands. Cotrufo and her colleagues share that if we can better understand what sort of management practices lead to better soil, then we can tailor management to that happy medium and improve the land overall.
The work that the research lab is doing seems pretty revolutionary in terms of soil management and protecting native land. We'll be sure to keep you updated past the show on how the project is coming along.
For the 24-hour fitness off of college, the basketball courts have seen their last dunk. The swimming pool, its last laps, because drumroll please, the roughly 45,000 square feet that house the gym is turning into Fort Collins' third Target location. The new Target store will join Walmart to become one of 2 large national general retailers in the downtown Fort Collins area. With underground and top-level parking, the new building is said to have more than enough room to accommodate for its residents. It's going to, quote, provide an additional convenience for residents, said Fort Collins Interim City Manager Kelly Demetrio. Quote, it'll be great to have the additional level of access for people too, unquote. The downtown Target will be smaller than the store on Troutman Parkway and the other one on Front Range Village, but it will include a CVS pharmacy, some groceries, as well as the usual Target items. The new location is set to open its doors on Friday, November 7th and is located off of Mulberry in Remington. I, for one, am very excited to see a Target pop up within walking distance because I need some new Lego sets.
Fans of the infamous Charles Cheese, aka Chuck E. Cheese, will be in remorse to learn that following its closure last year, the Chuck E. Cheese off West Prospect Road and College Avenue will be officially taken over by an AUTOZONE store. This comes after a fall-through of previous plans to have the building be torn down and instead change the property into a smaller Marriott hotel location. The building owner, Les Kaplan, has come out and stated that AUTOZONE has officially signed a long-term lease, bringing that Mouse's claim over the building to an end.
Rest in peace, Chuck E. Cheese. Now, let's take it over to our live reporter for the night, Kenny Frederick, to give us an update on how the blood drive we covered last week went.
Thank you, Weston. Last week was the frightening season of Halloween, and for some people, there isn't much scarier than needles. But those are a part of a vital process in the community, donating blood.
Last Friday marked the 20th annual Hoska Automotive Blood Drive at the UC Health Garth Ingold Blood Center. This year had a whopping turnout of 77 donations, 3 less than their record. Jason Lightbody has been donating blood at the Hoska Halloween Blood Drive for over a decade. He says that it's important to him to donate because of his brother's sacrifice a few years ago.
My brother died 3 years ago, and he donated quite a few of his organs. So I know he saved some lives, changed some people's lives, so this is something pretty small that I can do to help.
And Lightbody isn't the only one who saw the importance. The staff at the blood center go out in their buses to collect all over the community.
But once blood is donated, how is it being used by local hospitals?
The Hoskas and staff at UC Health say that one donation can save up to 2 to 3 people. And several UC Health employees take that message upon themselves, donating on a frequent basis.
I donate every 2 weeks or so, and I do it because I know that it's benefiting someone else, and it fills me up to do that.
Once treated, red blood cells are good for 42 days. Platelets are also good for about a week, allowing for storage and transport. Blood from the Garth Ingold Center goes to hospitals all around the state, from POUDRE Health locally all the way down to Colorado Springs at times. Trauma patients who've lost blood are the main recipients of transfusions. As well, cancer patients rely on platelets for treatment. The Hoskas and UC Health are hoping to get as many people as possible to come save a few lives with vital donations.
And what an easy way to save a life.
To possibly save 3 lives.
You can save 3 lives possibly with one donation.
Other than Chicago Man easily becoming my new favorite superhero, it was great to see how local blood donations help out all around the state. Back to you both.
A little woozy after that, but thank you, Kenny, you brave soul. Well, Rams, that is all the news we do have for you tonight.
But stick around after the break for the latest on sports as Cameron Evig looks at the upcoming border wars.
And later, Sophia Ellis checks out a waffle lab and art that you should not miss.